old Payne was 81.
Yeah, we were the same age. Yeah.
I gotta leave at 15 till 8.
Well, I gotta leave early too.
Do you?
I gotta be up for at 9:50, 9:30. I hope I'm on, I hope my damn boy will be here.
Maybe he'll be here.
He ain't worth shit no more. Like he used to be. I get lazy, I can't drink nothing, can't eat nothing.
Yeah, I think about it when you have to get that blood work done, you can't drink or eat nothing. You know, this time last year, it was, we had snow and ice, especially up north, up in the shoals. They had all their roads closed.
I couldn't remember.
A year ago today. I gotta leave about 15 till.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the show. This is Jerry, and it is Thursday, January, 15th
15th. Yeah.
today. And Thursdays means we have Mr. David Hall with us. How you doing, David?
I'm doing good.
Good.
A little bit cool out this morning.
It was chilly. You think we're going to have snow?
Well, the possibility, I think Saturday, it's a possibility. Not a lot, but we might get some flurries. I think the greater possibility is down central Alabama or even in South Alabama.
I may go further south for the winter.
Yeah. A year ago today was when, I don't remember, we didn't get much here, but I think up in Florence, all the roads were closed up in Lauderdale and Colbert County. They had snow and ice all day on the 15th.
That's what I don't like about the quote-unquote snow here. It's always ice, and just we're not prepared for it, unfortunately.
But anyway, we'll get what we get.
What's going on in politics? Anything, or is it quiet?
Yeah, no, it's been pretty active. Qualifying ends a week from tomorrow on the 23rd. So anybody that's thinking about running, you got 8 days to decide, counting today. We've had some activity. We had another man qualified to run for state representative for House District 17, Kevin Bradford, who's a State Farm agent in Winfield, qualified yesterday, I think. And so now there's 3 in that race. There's Phil Seagraves and Michael Beck and Kevin Bradford are the 3 in that race currently.
Now, why is it that insurance salesmen like to run for politics?
I have no idea. That's what I asked Kevin. He came out to talk to me Monday. And but anyway, we've got a couple of offices where the incumbents hadn't qualified yet. We're having our Republican meeting tonight, so those 2 people will probably qualify with me tonight at the meeting. But we got one school board position. It's Hackleburg, Bear Creek area. Darrell Weatherly's the current school board member. His position's the only school board position that's up this time, and then the coroner's up. Jackson's the current coroner, and he's up for re-election this time. Of course, pretty much everybody else qualified the first week. You had the sheriff and the revenue commissioner. Kevin qualified for sheriff, and Barbara Cooper qualified for revenue commissioner, and all of the incumbent commissioners qualified. Had Keith Nichols in Commission District 1, and he's had 2 other people to qualify to run in that district. One of them is Billy Arnest, and the other one is Jason Taylor. And then District 2's Kenneth Cochran. He's qualified, and there hadn't anybody qualified to run against him. And then 3 is sometimes I get these districts confused. I think 3 is Hackleburg, Bear Creek area. So Greg Onions, he's qualified for that one. And then 4 is down around Winfield, Tim Estes. He's qualified. And then 5 is down around Gew and Larry Acres. And they've all qualified. And there's several things that they have to do. Anybody that qualifies to run for office, whether it's countywide or statewide. Now, if it's we have one judge, Circuit Judge Darrell Byrd is up for re-election this time. He's qualified.
Yeah, you kind of talked about it last week when
the
gentleman was here.
And then Steve Lawley he qualified last Thursday to run for state treasurer. But the statewide offices have to qualify. The statewide and the judicial offices have to qualify with the state Republican Party. And for example, Marion County is in the 25th Judicial Circuit, and that's Marion and Winston. And the state party gets half of the qualifying fee, and then the other half is divided based on population between Marion County and Winston County. So anytime you got your judicial, whether it's district judge or circuit judge or district attorney, and even the circuit clerk has to qualify through the state party. So those offices, you know, like I said, you can do it online. You don't have to drive to Birmingham. And then locally, you know, all the local county offices have to qualify with me or whoever the party chairman is, which that's me currently. And like I said, we only have two offices that are up for re-election that as of today haven't qualified. But like I said, I'm pretty sure that they'll qualify tonight at the meeting.
Good. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah,
locally.
and you know, it's I have 5 days to send in a list to the Ethics Commission, and I have to list the name, the address, the office that they qualified for, and the date that they qualified. And then the Ethics Commission checks to make sure that they've filed their statement of economic interest. And they have 5 days. If they're a new candidate, they have 5 days to go on the website of the Ethics Commission and you can do it online. You know, it's a pretty involved statement that you have to do, especially if you've got, you know, some assets. So, you know, it takes a little while, and I encourage people that come in and talk to me about running. I tell them what they have to do, and that's one thing. And it's, I mean, if you don't do it, they won't let you on the ballot. I mean, it's a requirement. And I say, you know, you're better off to do it before you qualify, because the minute you qualify, the 5 days starts ticking. And so most of them do. And then, like I said, I have to. In the past, I just sent an email to the Ethics Commission with the list, and you know, like I told you, their name, address, office that they qualified for, and date. But this year, they changed it, and we didn't find out about it or I didn't find out about it until Sunday. I got an email Friday afternoon from the political director at the Alabama Republican Party, and I get about 100 emails a day. And so anyway, I didn't see it Friday afternoon, and I was going through my emails. Usually Sunday evening I'll go through and delete about 200 of them. I was going through and I saw that one, and so I'd already sent the email that Thursday, but I called our political director, and he said, well, you probably need to go in and fill out. You have to fill out an Excel spreadsheet now, and you have to upload it to the Ethics Commission website. And, you know, I'm fairly literate on how to do.
Is that all the red tape they talk about?
Yeah, well, yeah, and it gets right. You know, I'm sure it made the person at the Ethics Commission made their job a little bit easier, and it made our job. And, you know, once I get used to it, once we all get used to it, and, you know, it's probably easier to do than, you know, typing the email out, because you'll have the list, and like if somebody comes in now, all I got to do is pull that Excel spreadsheet up and add them to the list, and then I can pull it up at any time. And once they check to make sure they've filled out their statement of economic interest, they give them a confirmation number, and it shows up on that on their website on the Excel spreadsheet that I uploaded. And so I know that they're qualified, and they're not. I can check and call down there and say, you know, well, so-and-so doesn't have a confirmation number. What's the, you know, have they not filed their report? And even incumbents who, they have to file a statement of economic interest annually. People that are office holders, whether it's a mayor or city councilman or commissioner, or, you know, whoever, they have to file an annual statement of economic interest. Well, that statement's due in April, but in election years, they have to file it they have to update their filing in January. They can't wait till April. And so anyway, I had a couple that hadn't done that. They thought they could wait till April, and I checked with the Ethics Commission. They said no, they've got till the 28th of January. It has to be done. So I notified them, said, got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's been it's been busy the last week or so, and I've had some meetings going on and some things. I'm chairman of the Hamilton Industrial Development Board. We've had some. We're doing some improvements in the industrial park there on I-22. It's supposed to start here soon. So anyway, it's been a little bit busy.
Yeah.
and that's just locally. On the national front, I mean, it's like crazy. You've got, the Venezuela situation that happened a week or so ago, I guess. And then now you got what's going on in Iran. Mm-hmm. It looks like the government of Iran is in the process of being overthrown by the people. You've got, for years, you've had protests, but never like this. And, Trump says that, help's on the way. And, I hope it's soon, because the Ayatollahs and the, whatever they call their military group over there, I forget what it is, but, they're actually taking armored vehicles with those 50 caliber machine guns and shooting unarmed citizens, and most of them young people. And I was watching Hannity, I guess it might have been Wednesday, no, it was Tuesday night, and he had John Fetterman on. And, who would have thought that Fetterman would have been the only Democrat that was showing any sign of common sense and actually being a patriotic American. But, Hannity said they could not show the photographs that they had, and Fetterman said he saw them, and, he agreed that they were that horrific. And you can imagine if you're out in a crowd and you're unarmed and, somebody drives up in an armored vehicle and shoots into the crowd with a 50 caliber machine gun. That's going to destroy a lot.
Excuse
me. And there are estimates that there have been between, I think officially they're saying maybe 2,000 killed, and that's a lot, but they say, I've read that there are unofficial estimates that there are more than 12,000 that have been killed, murdered by their own government for protesting in the street. No, look at what's going on here. We're in a free country where you can do that, and we got people that want to go towards socialism and end up like Venezuela, and then you got a theocracy in Iran where they rule with absolute authority, and they've arrested probably thousands more that they said they were going to try them quickly and hang those people. And I don't think that's going to happen. I read yesterday where there's been close to $1.5 billion that has been transferred out of Iran by the leadership there into Qatar, I think is where it's gone. And, they're taking it out in the form of cryptocurrencies. They're not taking it out. It's not just bank transfers. Mm-hmm. So it's, the world's changing, and, that's a good thing. Iran, until the Shah was overthrown during Jimmy Carter's administration, thank you, Jimmy Carter, by the Ayatollahs, I mean, that country has gone downhill rapidly. I mean, it was a actual bastion of progress in the Middle East. It was a very progressive country. You had women were allowed to drive cars and, wear dresses and, wear makeup, and you can't do that. And you got all these feminists, in particular, white feminist liberals here in the United States that are out here protesting against ICE and everything else. Men should be allowed to compete in women's sports. All of the fringe issues that are 20% or less issues. that's the side that they're going to be on.
Yeah.
They ought to pack up and move over to Iran and get a dose of it and see how they like it, because in Iran and in a lot of these Muslim countries, women have no rights, none at all. I mean, your husband could have you stoned if he thought you were dressed inappropriately and went out in public, especially in very backward countries like Afghanistan.
They don't know how good they have it. And
exactly.
the freedoms that they have here, they abuse and take for granted. All that. And yeah, they wouldn't last
but
a
Iran,
day in other places.
Iran back in the 70s was a very wealthy country and very progressive. Most of they were well educated. A lot of them, came over here to the United States to go to college, and that was actually when we had college that taught things.
95.5.
Yeah, Mr. Hall.
Yeah.
Mr. Hall.
Hey,
Yes, sir.
when you gonna have the Democrat over there with you, the lady?
I don't know. We hadn't sat down and come up with a date yet.
I'm looking forward to that. I tell you what, she's a card, ain't she?
I've been around her, not a lot, but we've always had now we don't disagree. I mean, we don't agree on probably very much, but she's always been cordial to me, and I've tried to be cordial to her. So maybe we can sit down, and if nothing else, we can talk about whatever we have in common, like whether we like Coca-Cola or Pepsi. I don't know.
Yeah, hey, help me out here. I'm torn between two candidates, Michael Beck and Kevin Bradford.
Right. They're both on the ticket.
Yeah, I know, and I'm gonna vote for one of them.
Well, like I said, I was really, Kevin kind of surprised me. Really came out of left field. I didn't have any idea that he had political aspirations. So I know Kevin.
Yeah.
He's been state farm agent there for a long time, and I'm in insurance, so
Yeah.
knew him professionally. But I don't think we've ever really sat down and had a talk. And he came by and visited with me Monday, and we sat down and talked for about 20 minutes. And like I said, I was a little surprised that he had political aspirations.
Yep. Well, maybe that's what we need. Somebody.
Well, hey, that's, and there might be somebody out there right now that's thinking about running or has thought about running that comes and qualifies here in the next week. Like I said, we got a week from tomorrow at 5 o'clock is when qualifying ends. So we'll know for sure who's on the ballot.
All right.
We'll
get that set up between you and that lady.
Yeah, I'll
Democratic
give
side.
her a call and we'll get that set up.
That'd be fun. I'd love to hear that.
Well, maybe it won't be as much fun as you think it will be.
Well,
but anyway, yeah, it's it's always good.
All right.
For people with opposing positions to talk. But we'll appreciate you listening and appreciate you calling in.
All right.
All right, see ya.
Gentleman just came by and want to remind everybody that the VFW meeting is tonight in Hamilton at 7:30.
Okay, well that's good. Our meeting's at 6, so we'll be done by the time their meeting starts. So maybe I'll encourage people at our meeting to attend that. I know they had an article in the Journal Record and showed when they had their organizational meeting and elected officers and stuff, and they had quite a few people in the new chapter there in Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I appreciate his efforts in getting that done.
Going back to what the caller was talking about, I find that it's interesting. We all know the arguments and the opposing sides, but I think it's more interesting to find out where we actually align in beliefs also.
Well, and I think if you talk to people here in this area that still identify as Democrats, they're not totally aligned with the National Democratic Party.
Right.
I mean, they're the only problem with that is on, if you elect a congressman or a U.S. senator and they're a Democrat, when they go to Washington, they generally fall in line and
Into the cult.
Well, they're pretty strict on forcing their members to vote ever how leadership tells them to vote, and I've really been surprised because leadership is extreme, and they take issues that especially their House members who are up for re-election every 2 years, and they're from a district where it's not predominantly Democrat. It may be kind of what we call a purple district where it's could go either way. Puts them in a bad position. And then you've got like Senator Fetterman. He's from Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania's got a Democratic governor and a Republican legislature. So it's a purple state. It's not a predominant Democrat state. It's not a sanctuary state. So he's actually taken his position as senator seriously and saying, I represent everybody in Pennsylvania. I don't just represent the Democrats in Pennsylvania.
Well, if you look at, to me, it's like a sliding scale. If you got, the far left, far right, and the people that are in the middle, you got that line directly in the center that is, between Democrat and Republican. The thing is, the Democrats been moving that line further and further left.
Yeah.
Which is fine because that means you got more and more people that are voting Republican and trying to follow that. So, I mean, it's like, it's a weird way that it works out. But it is unfortunate that, the major leadership of that party right now is all extremely far left.
And we've got members of the Senate and members of the House that are what I call establishment Republicans. They were elected before Trump. And, Trump really changed the Republican Party. You had a Republican Party that lost to, Bill Clinton was probably the last true moderate Democrat that's been president.
95.5.
Hey, how you doing? This is Eric. I came in earlier and gave you the wrong time for that VFW meeting.
Oh.
It's going to be at 6 o'clock tonight in Hamilton.
Oh,
and then
so
next week in Russellville, that one's going to be at 7.
And Russellville
Okay.
at 7.
All right.
Okay.
We'll change that.
So I apologize about that.
No problem.
But, yeah, the meeting tonight is going to be Hamilton Thursday, 6 p.m. And next Thursday, it's going to be in Russellville at 7 p.m. So I apologize about giving you the wrong time.
Where is the meeting in Hamilton?
All right, the meeting in Hamilton is going to be at the Hamilton City Court or the police station in the auditorium.
The old City Hall.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's where the municipal court's held.
A lot of good information is going to be put out tonight, and they've got a really strong team, really good bunch of people over there.
Yeah, they had a good article in the paper. Looked like everything's moving along pretty strong.
Oh yeah, in fact, this was put out at the state convention last week, but we're actually breaking off, and Northwest Alabama from Fayette all the way up to the border, and from Rogersville all the way over to Mississippi, we're going to be the new District 4, and so they're creating a district in Northwest Alabama just for the VFW for the stuff we're doing up here.
Well,
So there's a
too.
lot of good things that's going on. And so if there are any combat veterans out there, come to one of the VFW meetings in one of the cities. If there's not a VFW in your listening area or in your city that's in the listening area, get with one of the VFWs that have one, and maybe we can set up one there. But in June, that's when it's supposed to kick off. So just FYI. And, I just wanted to call and remind everybody because I gave you the wrong time, and I apologize about that.
Oh, we
No
appreciate
problem.
you calling in and letting us know.
Appreciate you coming by too.
All right, have a good
All right,
day.
you
Good
too.
show, by the way.
All
I
right.
appreciate it. Thank you.
But you know, you have Republican leadership in the Senate, Senator Thune. You know, I think he's done a pretty good job in his leadership position. He's an establishment Republican. He's been there a long time. You know, there are some people that are critical of him, but you know, like I said, we couldn't even beat Barack Obama. Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney was a classic establishment Republican, and that's why he lost to Barack Obama when he ran against him for Obama's second term. And then you had John McCain, who ran against Obama the first time and lost. And you know, Trump came along in 2016 and pretty much changed the face of the Republican Party from a party of, you know, establishment people like the Romneys and the McCains and the Bushes, and to a firebrand. And he energized the party, and you had working people who had, for a large part, had not voted. I mean, they just didn't go vote. And you even had independents, and this is as the Democratic Party became more and more leaning to the left and bowing to the demands of the 20%ers. You know, like I said, a lot of these issues are 20% issues. You know, 20% of the people in the country are pushing these issues. Well, that means 80% are against them. Mm-hmm. For example, you've got a case where they had oral arguments earlier this week in front of the Supreme Court on states that have passed laws. There are two states, West Virginia, and I can't think of the other one right now, that the ACLU sued and said, you know, it's unconstitutional for you to pass laws in your state that says trans men or trans women can't, whatever it is. Anyway, a man who pretends to be a woman can't compete in women's sports. Now that's just common sense. Mm-hmm. We passed Title IX. You know, you had the feminist movement, and you had, you know, women that fought for years to have an equal playing field in athletics, and Title IX was passed. And now, the Democrats have kicked the women to the side, kicked the feminism. It's no longer a hot issue, you know. So now it's LGBTQ.
That's why they're 18%.
And trans.
It's terrible when, like, you know, the left was a huge feminist.
Yeah.
You know, they rights and everything, and now it's more important for them to go for the rights of a man that wants to be a woman instead of an actual woman who is, you know, who has fought for the right to vote. You know, all these. Go ahead. 95.5.
Hey, you talking about that? Did you see that yesterday where there was the OBGY, the lady was before Congress testified?
Yeah, she
and
was.
She couldn't even when the congressman asked her, can a biological male have a baby? She couldn't even answer that.
No, well, she wouldn't answer it because she see that's another thing that is very telling about this. And she was a doctor. She had a medical degree, and she said, you know, she supported the science. And then he said, well, you know, can a biological male have a baby? And she never would answer that. And
I know. Yeah, you're right. She didn't want to answer it because
she knew what the answer was. It was no.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to say.
Not her.
Mm-hmm.
And she come on there right off the get go said, I don't want this. I want it to be about science and not about politics.
Yeah.
She made that statement, and then there she goes, diving right in the middle of it.
And then her answer was political. Just like the attorney for the ACLU that was giving oral arguments before the U.S. Supreme Court, that was either yesterday or the day before, and the Justice Alito said, "Well, define define a man and a woman. You know, you're saying you can't discriminate, you know, between men and women. Define a man, define a woman. And he, same thing. He wouldn't give an answer, even though he knew the answer. He could define. He very well could define.
But see, you hit, and I'm talking about myself. You hit the nail on the head a while ago when you said talking about Democrats. Once they get voted in and they go to Washington, then they've got to align with the them up there in Washington, D.C., Democrats
they're
in
really
Washington, D.C.
Democrats. I mean, there's some good
Even
Democrats out
though
there. Old Democrats.
right, even though they may not agree with what they are in alignment with, they still got to, because they're in Washington, you know. Except for that's what I like about old Fetterman. You know, I believe he's a Democrat, but I believe he.
Well, there's no question that he's a Democrat, but he's got some common sense, and he has the political courage to stand up to the leadership in the Senate, which is Chuck Schumer. And it's like, you know, look, I represent everybody in Pennsylvania, not just 20% of the people in Pennsylvania. And
how does Schumer and Schiff, how do they keep getting elected? That's what I don't understand.
Well, they're in districts where you've got to be extreme or you don't get elected. That's why he took the position. That's why he takes the positions that he takes, is because he's from a district in New York that's pretty close to AOC's district.
Like I said a long time ago, this country is so divided.
Mm-hmm.
It's so divided. I mean, you know, because it just.
You got money and I hadn't, son. How much you give me
I don't
for
know,
your
that's-
money?
Well,
I don't know if that's the only divide, but I will say this:
Hey.
it's amazing that the
I'm listening to you.
political party that is all about individualism and, you know, my rights, my truth, and all that. Their leaders all get assimilated into that same, you know, in that same story.
And you know, when I growed up, I had to work. I had to work to pay my taxes, to buy groceries. I had to work. I had to. And now
Don't
there's
start
too
lying
many
to me now.
entitlements. Now there's too many entitlements. I mean, you know, I'm entitled to that free money.
Yeah.
You know, and
how's that working out in New York for them?
And look at how much fraud and how much corruption there is. And you know, it's if you have any big entity, whether it's government or even a big corporate entity, you're going to have inefficiencies, and in government you're going to have waste and you're going to have corruption. And I have been amazed at the lack of oversight by our congressional people. You know, that's one of the things that they're elected to do, is to make sure
money.
You
Well,
know,
they got them a share of it.
America said this morning, said there was they estimated $1 trillion in fraud in the United States.
Yeah, I don't doubt that
every year.
at all. I don't doubt that at all. And
You know, it's not just nationally; it's locally too.
oh, it's anything. If there's an opportunity, if there's money and there's no oversight and there's an opportunity, you know, there are people who will take advantage of it.
Yeah, you take old Hutty there, you know.
Hey,
Hey,
let me out of this thing.
He gonna keep that dollar in his pocket. He ain't gonna share with
Hell, I
me.
ain't got $1. I got 50 cents.
He's got one in there.
Yeah.
It's old.
Well, I wish. Hey, I'll tell you what. I'll trade your 50 cents for my 50 cents.
I don't trust you. You're a Democrat.
He don't care.
Go on. Shut your mouth.
I mean, be honest, there's some good Democrats out there now. Listen, around here
Yeah,
they are.
but they're hey, I was born a Democrat and raised a Democrat.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If my daddy was alive today and heard me mention the word Republican, he'd take me out to the woodshed.
Well, where's he
But
buried at? I'll
thank
come
God-
dig him up. You need to be taken out to the wood pile.
Thank God he is not alive today to see the shape this country's in, because my daddy'd be in jail right now.
Well, I was raised the same way.
He probably would be an unhappy Democrat.
I'm
too.
not a Republican either. I'm I'm an independent, really. You know. They say this morning there was 40-something% Alabamians. I think
That's probably
48
about
or
right,
49% are independents. You know that.
Yeah. They
I've seen my daddy. I've seen my daddy with a double barrel shotgun out in his yard running off trespassers, and police come up and tell him to get back in the house, put the gun up. He tell them if they don't get off his property, he'd shoot them too. So that's my daddy. You know,
did he run off any
protected.
revenuers?
Hey, no, he protected his property. I guarantee you he did, and
He made one
you know,
big
it's just-
mistake. He had you. You know that.
yeah, well, I know that. Yeah, I know. But Hutty,
Yeah.
I love you, brother, and keep on fighting the fight,
He's
man.
going to the doctor today.
I got to go to the doctor today and tomorrow, son.
So he's
Well, I'm the same way. I go every other day myself. So
Well, see, they took my my lungs. Your lungs got caps on them when you talk, and breathe, and all that stuff. And they took them out, and put new ones in about 4 or 5 years. And they keep checking on me. That's what they want to do.
they're gonna
give him
keep.
an upgrade.
Hell, I ain't
Yeah,
that
well,
I'm through.
I reckon I've got a doctor for every organ in my body myself. So I'm with you on that.
Well, you let me know which one you're going to next, and I'll call him and tell him to give you a shot, put you to sleep for a while.
Well, hey, I would enjoy that probably.
You wouldn't when I give you a
Hey.
shot.
But hey, yeah, I just thought that just so. They sound so stupid on there. That woman on there talking about she didn't want. You're right. She did. She knows she could just. She knows if a man could have a baby or not, but she just wouldn't because of politicians.
Well, when I saw it, I thought between you and I'm trying to get off this, let them have the show. I heard it was you on there. That's one reason I come on there. I couldn't believe a doctor talking in front of a Congress or Senate. I don't know which one it was. That, hell, she ought to be debarred if she can't tell the difference between a woman and a man. I mean, come on. I mean, you ain't got to use those bad words. You know, you got these fancy words for everything.
I know it. All right, Hutty, hang in there, buddy, and I'll be praying for you as a doctor. And
well, send money. I probably need some money to get out. You got any money extra?
I'll do it. I'll do it, buddy.
Hey,
All right, talk to you later.
See ya.
I've heard of checks in the mail. I don't really believe it's in the mail. Do you?
He was talking about the, young people wanting free this, free that, and all
What?
that. And I mentioned the New York mayor was promising all free everything,
I can't hear you talking too low sometimes.
and we see how that's going for New York.
Yeah, well, and he's just getting started.
And it's actually an increase on the for the cost for them to try and do all this free stuff.
Well, you saw where California added, what was it, a 5% tax on billionaires?
Yeah.
And people are leaving. And even Gavin Newsom said that was a mistake. He said that, I think, yesterday.
It's
You
amazing.
heard Bill Gibson's going to run. They're going to take his place of the governor out there.
I hadn't heard that.
Well, that's
And you
when
know,
you got 3 o'clock, you hear a lot of stuff.
California's, it's another. I mean, the fraud in California when they get to it, I mean, it's going to be worse than the fraud in Minnesota just because there's more money out there and more waste. But you've got even Bill Maher, who is a very liberal comedian, has his own show on HBO. He was talking about, wake up. Some of these young people, here's what socialism is.
Yeah.
And he said, they think, he said, the mayor of New York, his name is Zoran, not Zoltar. Zoltar, the musician. He said he's not going to be able to wave a magic wand and, give you all this stuff. But, hey, I got to go, guys. We'll get Jimmy over here and let him start talking about what's going on in sports.
Local sports.
Wake up over there, Jimmy.
Come on, Jimmy. Give us
Come
sport. I
on,
ain't
come
got
on
no.
over here. I got to go. I got a meeting I got to get to, and I'm
We
going to be late
appreciate you,
to it.
Dave.
You want a Democrat meeting?
No, I got
You look a Democrat to me.
an industrial board thing.
You look a Democrat.
But I will say that, if it's amazing what they say that they want as opposed to what they can actually have, and kind of going back to what the doctor was saying in the hearing and all that. They'll say things that aren't true and just try to get you to believe them, but when it comes down to the brass tacks, when you can't actually do the things that you're promising, then it's just empty promises. And you can't fight common sense. You just can't.
You can't make something happen just because you say it.
Exactly. You too, buddy.
Eric, Jimmy, give us sports when I talk to my buddy here.
Oh, we on?
What the hell you been on?
Yeah, no, I just now arrived.
You been over there?
Oh, yeah, I've been waiting on y'all to, get through.
Who's that other girl you got?
Yeah, well, we got some sports. We got the rankings come out again this morning, the high school rankings for girls and boys. And I'll run them down. We got the playoffs tonight. We, of course, got the county tournaments tonight. And in the girls' rankings, we got in the 7A. I'm going to read the boys first. Got Hoover 1, Huntsville's 2, Dothan's 3, Albertsville's 4, Fairholt's 5, Tuscaloosa County 6, Spartanburg 7, Vestavia Hill is 7th, is 8th, Hewitt Trust was 9th, James Clemens 10th. In the 6A, Oxford's number 1, Paul Bryan is number 2, Pelham's number 3, Gaston City is number 4, Shade Valley 5, Huffman 6, Murphy 7, Mount Brook 8, and Coleman number 9, and Minor at number 10. In the 5A, Williamson number 1, East Limestone at 2, Winona's 3, Gunnersville's 4, Hayden's 5, Springfield is number 6, USM Wright is number 7, Corner is number 9, number 8, and Andalusia 9, and Charles Henderson is number 10. But just hang on now, I'm going to get to them. 4A, just take a nap. 4A, Jackson 1, Plainview is 2, Orange Beach is 3, West Morgan's 4, Madison Cabinet is 5, Escambia County is number 6, Cleveland County is number 7, Asheville is number 8, and White Plains is number 10. In the 3A, Hale County is number 1, Whitesburg is number 2, Midfield is number 3, Summer Christian is number 4, Summer Centrals. Montgomery Cabinet is number 5, Lauderdale County at number 6, Piedmont at number 7, Houston Cabinet at number 8, Glencoe at number 9, and Lee Scott at number 10. In the 2A, you got Cold Springs at number 1, Section number 2, Decatur Heritage is at number 3, Sand Rocks is 4, North Sand Mountain is 5, Red Bay is number 6. Now this is boys. Providence Christian is number 7, Tuscaloosa Cabinet is number 8, Laverne is number 9, and Lafayette is number 10. Now in the 1A, you got Oakwood at number 1, Falomo is number 2, Hubbardsville number 3, Brantley is number 4, Pleasant Homes is number 5, South Lamar number 6, R.C. Hatch is number 7, McKenzie is number 8, Addison number 9, and Marion County at number 10. So we have three pretty close to us right there, local teams. That's boys' actions. And of course the girls, you got, of course 7A, you got Hoover still number 1, Albertsville 2, Bob Jones, Fairhope, Auburn, Daphne, Prattville, Alma Bryant, Vestavia Hills, and Dothan. In 6A, Park Crossing, got Hazel Green at 2, Clay Chopwell 3, McGill Tulin at 4, Stanhope Elmore at number 5, North Ridge, number 6, Fort Payne, number 7, Murphy at number 9, and Chelsea at number 10. In 5A, got Scottsboro, number 1, Gunnersville, number 2, Charles Henderson at 3, West Point at number 4, Priceville at number 5, Jacksonville at number 6, Springville is at number 7, Ramsey at number 8, Northside 9, and Valley is number 10. Then in 4A, you got Plainview, number 1, Dessler at number 2, Cherokee County at 3, Good Hope at number 4, St. Michael's at 5, Glencoe at number 6, North Geneva, and Catholic Montgomery at number 7, West Morgan is number 8, Hope Bluff at 9, and Wilson is number 10. In 3A, got St. James at 1, Mars Hill, number 2, Midfield at 3, Whitesburg Christian, number 4, Lymont, number 5, Mobile Christian, number 6, Lauderdale County at number 7, Clemens at number 8, Rogers at number 9, and Carbon Hill at number 10. So in 2A, you got North Sand Mountain, number 1, Pisgah 2, Sand Rock 3, Highland Homes 4, Cedar Bluff is 5, Ramburn is 6, Sullivan, number 7, Abbeville at number 8, Cold Springs at number 9, and Bell Green at number 10. And then 1A, Ider is number 1, Wintersboro is 2, Marion County is number 4, R.C. Hatcher's number 3, Kingston at number 6, Jackson Christian at number 7, Skyline at number 8, Mink at number 9, and Lynn at number 10. So there's 1, 2, 3 or 4 right there in our listening area in the top 10. And also tonight, the Franklin County Tournament gets back underway. We got the girls and boys. And let me get to Franklin County. Thursday night, we got Red Bay girls be going against Phil Campbell. That game will be at 5:30. Then the boys get underway at 7 o'clock. That'd be Red Bay against Tharptown. So it'll be on all the way until Saturday night. Then you got the Lauderdale County Tuesday nights. You got Rogers playing Lauderdale County girls, and you got the Lauderdale County boys playing the Lexington boys. The boys be at 7, the girls be at 5:30. And we got a few local games, we got Cobbett County, just single games. We got Athens Bible School at Shoals Christian. Cobbett County is Danville. Of course, in Collinwood, Tennessee's got Connersville. Now here, Heidelberg and Hamilton, that ought to be a pretty good game. It's going to be played at Hamilton. Sheffield at Dessler, Viner will be at Brilliant, and Waterloo will be at Cover Heights. So that's it, lined up for the high school games. Of course, the SEC last night had four real good games. Auburn against Missouri. That game, Auburn couldn't get over the hump. Missouri defeated them 84-74. They was playing in Missouri. And Ole Miss came back, a nail burner against Mississippi. Ole Miss won it 97-95. And Kentucky finally won a game last night, and they done the same. They came back the last 0.2 of a second, made a shot, 75-74 win over LSU. Then Arkansas, they got it kind of wound out last night, 108-74 over South Carolina. Then Texas knocked Vanderbilt from the undefeated ranks last night.
You saying
Arkansas beat South Carolina.
South Carolina's been running national championship the last 2 years.
Now that's girls.
What do you got now?
This is boys.
Okay.
And then Texas and Vanderbilt, they was playing in Austin. That Texas is hard to beat out there in Austin anyway. Texas beat Vanderbilt 80 to 64 knocked them out out of the rankings. So that's what went on in some of the high school and college last night.
I'm trying to get where you're at.
Do-
Texas beat, Vanderbilt,
Texas beat Vanderbilt.
basketball.
Yeah. Oh, that's boys. Yeah.
Well, I said, are they undefeated?
Yeah. Huh?
They were undefeated?
I said they was undefeated. I said knocked them out of our rankings. They was undefeated. They was ranked about number 7, I think. They'll drop sit down some.
But I'm asking you a question. I ain't worried about ranking.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to get, Vanderbilt was undefeated.
Yeah.
They won 16 or 17 games in a row.
Yeah.
They went out there and Texas beat them.
Texas beat.
They dropped out of the top 10.
I don't know whether they was in the top 10. Yeah.
Well,
I don't know whether they'll drop them out of 10 or not, but they are in the top 10.
all right.
So, and Texas is up there pretty good too. You know, Texas beat Alabama. And Texas got a good ball club.
I saw them play.
I sat there last night and watched that one and watched, I watched 2 or 3 there. Watched the Auburn game.
Well, what was the score?
I'd say it was 80 to 64. Texas
They beat the far out of it.
beat the far out of them, yeah.
And they were undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated. I show you, you might be good, but somebody else have a better night.
Well,
And that's what happened.
I'm just trying to get my ear.
Yep, they're not banded down right now. They just lost 1 game. And I think Texas lost a couple, but they good though. And
I saw them play against Tennessee and they play against Alabama. What else you got there, huh?
that's what I got. That's all good sports got. Of course, I was telling you about the coaches and everything. That coach in Pittsburgh, he didn't get fired tumbling. He retired, I reckon. He just quit. 19 years up at Pittsburgh.
And who did he put in there?
He decided he just give it up, I reckon.
Who did he put in there?
There ain't nobody yet.
Yeah, they have.
Well, they have the last day or two because I haven't paid no attention to it.
They put the Indiana football coach, high school, college,
Yeah,
gonna play for national team.
yeah.
It's gonna be the new coach.
Now, you sure about that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I studied. You find out, yeah. That's what they said.
So he's gonna move up after all this is going to the pros.
Well, he signed a contract to be their next football coach. He's leaving Indiana after this next game. I thought you was a sports man.
No, I don't believe, I hadn't heard that.
Well,
You may have got it, but I hadn't heard it yet.
I studied.
Now, he may be interested in it. I don't know what.
sit on a couch and eat popcorn.
Yeah, I know it, but I hadn't heard about it. I don't know what I'm gonna
And also,
move or not.
he hadn't signed yet, but he's supposed to be signing the next day or two. The football coach at one of the New York Giants was at they fired down at is it Baltimore Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's going there.
Well, they just swap from one to another, right?
We've been there 18 years too.
Yeah. That's that's funny. They'll coach and you lose or have 2 reasons, bad seasons or something. They fire them or they quit. Next thing you know, they'll hear this other team that
Well,
didn't do good.
A lot of times you stay there so much.
I guess sometimes you change scenery. Sometimes makes a difference too.
I don't think it's coaching. I think they get to where you got administration there. They make good money, big money.
Oh yeah,
And most times they're part owners, and all of a sudden, coach wants to tell you what he's gonna do because you ain't gonna do, and they don't have that.
Well, I seen where, of course, the quarterback at Oregon. He said he's going to come back next year more. He's turned down some, I guess, some of his NL money to return, and that's like Simpson.
Well, they got money too. Don't they get that?
Yeah, I know it. He got money. And Simpson turned down a big offer to go pro instead of, taking the NIL.
Well, he,
To
yeah,
another
he's
school.
getting much money now, stay down here.
Yeah, I know it.
You know,
Ooh,
you
that-
don't get, you know?
This big money's fly-rooting around.
Okay.
And
All right, what else you got, son?
that's about it. We'll see how the tournaments come out tonight. I guess you're still going to carry the games tonight.
He had to be on at 5 o'clock. Jerry's gonna put him on. I gotta go to the doctor today or tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, but I gotta be in the hospital.
Is it today you go to Huntsville?
Huh?
It's the day when you go to Huntsville?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
I gotta go tomorrow, so today. Man, why these doctors put you on one time? I got no idea.
I don't know either.
I know. When I get through, I'm like a holy person. I've got holy men when they give me shots. You know what I mean?
Well, then things happen.
Frank systems.
Yeah, I hear you.
Water you garden.
Of course, we got the big game Monday night, Miami and Indiana. Everybody thinks Indiana's going to blow them out.
Well, I ain't hearing much.
I don't hear a whole lot about it. I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for Miami. I never did have a lot Indiana. They done went out here and got them a pro team.
Well,
Gonna be hard to beat.
you know, I mean, Jimmy, if you study those football, see that basketball game, you find out that Miami has got more.
Well, they got some. Yeah, they the same.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about the past.
Yeah.
Look at Jimmy Johnson. I mean,
Yeah, Jimmy was a good coach. Yeah, they had a good
well,
team.
he had a good team. When you got the players, you can be a good coach.
Miami's always been good. I mean, at times.
I'm talking about the players, recruiting. I ain't talking about.
Well, players, they've had good players down there too.
Well, that's why they got them, Jimmy. They bought them.
Well, I get.
That's why they've been on probation so much.
Anyway, it don't really matter which one comes out to win, I don't reckon, for me.
Hey.
I just want to know who's giving that crazy old Confederate Democrat all the information about Indiana and Ohio State's coaches.
Me? Are you talking about me?
Yeah, what do you think about that?
You ain't heard that?
Well, my first question would be this: why anybody in this world would want to hire Ohio State's coach is beyond me.
Well, I ain't heard that. Ohio State.
I keep hearing he's going to the Jets, but why in the world? Because he's not that good coach. He's had the best talent the past 5 or 6 years in a row, and he hadn't got anything to show for it. He'll win a bunch of games, but he can't win the ones that counts.
Well, you'll read the paper tomorrow where Indiana coach is going to,
Now, I will say the Indiana's coach looks more like a CEO than anybody I've seen. And that's really what a head coach is in NFL anyway.
well, I watched it and listened to it. I don't know what time it was. That's where he's big going. He signed a big contract for big money. And, for him, for to be a college coach, you know what I mean? He'll do good. I think he's a good coach.
You're going to have to get a better string can, Hutty.
Why? You can't hear me now? Say. Hell, I ain't on there. You there? He done hung up. I didn't have a phone. I was having the phone cut off.
I guess we've been silent.
No, you ain't. You ain't. I'll bet not.
Oh, you buy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I hadn't heard that. You brought it up this morning, but I don't see why he wants to come out and say he's going to go to the pros when he's still got a game left in the college ranks. And his players.
Him saying it.
Well, it's
You got people that
well, you got people out in the
newspaper,
Yeah.
radio, TV. They hunt information anywhere in here.
yeah.
And they get a smell of something, they'll follow it like an old dog hunting a squirrel out in the field. And I don't think he wants to say it, but first thing I thought of, why would you do that too? But you're sitting here, you're a young man,
Yeah.
and you're sitting here, you got, I'm sure, got a young family, and married, and your future's ahead of you. It ain't like mine, man. It's about over with now, you follow?
Yeah.
But you would, and Indiana has never been done good, but one time.
Well, this is the first time.
Well, all right, that's what I'm saying. Would you go? I mean, you hard because nobody else would hire you. Really, probably. Would you go? Will you go?
Yeah, I might.
Everybody in the world you love Indiana now, but they wouldn't back when they started. Basketball, they were.
Well, he probably sees a light too. He's got a lot of players leaving after this year.
Well,
Never think that may be how something about
well,
it.
that's
too.
how it's gonna be from here on out. When
Yeah.
you're in the small, when you're in
Yeah.
Indiana, or I'm using it now. These small schools, or small schools, they basketball schools.
Yeah.
And now they go up, they don't stay long because they're not prepared for it. And they don't have the alumni behind it. When they win, they're all for you. When
Yeah.
you lose, you move on. And they don't have the money to pay you.
There you go. Huh?
I mean, just like you and your family, you sitting there with all them little supports you had, and next thing you know, you go from say $100,000 to $1 million or $2 million a year. What decision would you make?
It scared me to death.
But what would you make? You go with it.
I'll probably go.
Well, everybody would go.
Mhm.
And I mean, if you want to take care of your future and your family, I mean, they forget. You know, these coaches got family just like everybody else.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If they get that kind of money and they can't take care of their family, they're in bad shape.
Well, I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about they want to take care of the money.
I know it. I mean, they won't take care of their you're going to take care of your family first. I don't care.
Well, that's what they're doing now. I mean, that's what he's doing now.
So we'll see, I guess, after Monday night, see if he's going to leave.
Well, I mean, you'll hear it today in the paper or tomorrow in the paper.
Okay.
I mean,
I'll watch out for that today and see
Well,
what comes up
you
on
watch
Fine
it,
Ball
yeah.
today. Yeah, no.
all right, anything else you got?
No.
Gotta go to the doctor.
You got to get out of here.
All right, folks, we'll see y'all tomorrow. One of these days we'll have a little bit more of what's going on. We'll see y'all later.